my name is Kayla McDowell. I'm an AY and Language Arts major here at Ohio University in freshman year.
Hi, I'm Katelyn. I'm also a freshman and I'm an AYA Integrated Social Studies major. And today our topic is diversity, specifically in the classroom. So from where I'm from, I was in the musicals, and one year they asked me, what musical would you like to do? And I said Hairspray, even though I don't come from a very diverse area, so we wouldn't have the cast to do it because it is about segregation and the civil rights movement. One of my instructors said, and I quote, "Oh, we could just use makeup." And it is kind of funny, but as I think about it, that's not okay. That is blackface, and that is not okay. So I definitely think she missed the mark on that one.
Yeah, my school is very close to Katelyn's. We live in
In the
tri-city
county.
area. And we have, I think in our entire county, less than 1% of the population is that of a minority population. So at my school personally, through my entire 4 years, we had 2 island nation students and 3 black students, and that was the entire extent of our diversity. And so we had a lot of issues with sensitivity towards certain words and phrases, and kids would often get in trouble but not understand why they were in trouble because no one was around to get offended.
It's definitely very interesting just to think of how we can maybe change the culture if we're in a school that is in a similar situation in the future. And being a social studies major, history is often taught through a white lens, and I definitely plan on having integrating more viewpoints. So yes, the Great Depression was bad for everyone, but the Great Depression was a lot worse for minorities than your average white person. So introducing different viewpoints to students who don't have access to those is one way to help promote multiculturalism.
Yeah, similar to Katelyn in language arts, we have a lot of very white-centric literature. Personally, I would like to teach 11th or 12th grade, and so a lot of my teachings will be based in Shakespeare. However, I would like, when the time arises, to include writings and literature from various backgrounds that they may not be exposed to until they get to college. So African American literature is taught to some degree, but not to enough degree. It's an extremely central part of our culture and how we have developed as a nation, and I think that it's entirely wrong that they're so underrepresented in our classrooms.
Yeah, because usually it's mostly seen when talking about slavery and the civil rights movement, but history is a lot more varied than that, even before slavery and before colonialism. There's just so many cultures on this earth that it is impossible to teach one class, especially when the standards don't allow for that, to teach about many different cultures. But as much as you can, it is important to add at least once a lesson something else that is very specific. One of my teachers, she would have a slide that's women in the war, African Americans in the war, whoever else might have been included in said war. And I think that was the best thing she could do for us at the time.
Yeah, we had a similar situation in our language arts classes where we were kind of always taught through this lens of, it is Asian American literature or it's African American literature, and we almost completely ignored the fact that it is also American literature and that has a role that affects not only them but also us in the way that we perceive writings and the way we perceive different formattings.